everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about a lot of when you less lethal or you 2A or you gun. I can say I'm both now. When you in that conversation, a lot of people have a lot of fears. A lot of people have a lot of fears, and rightly so. Life is precious, and people is kind of big about living, right? Who knew? One thing I stress about safety is that it has to be accessible. It has to be accessible. Safety has to be accessible. One thing that I'm looking and I'm watching a person with mental health issues walking like in the middle of the street. It has to be accessible. Now, if you are a truck driver or a construction worker, or you a blue-collar worker, traditionally you have access to weapons. You have weapons, or you just in a group of people and you got safety in numbers. But if you are a social worker like me, traditionally you're not having those items. What do you do? I just realized, like, most jobs, any jobs, they don't want any type of firearm on their premises, and understandably so. The liability, the mental capacity of people, it's just not good. So you just banned it. So what do you do between a place you're not supposed to have firearms until you get to your car? That's a real conversation. It's a real conversation. I have a tactical pen, and then I just rely on my martial art background. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the hitman of anything, which I'm not. But I'm not exactly just some rookie either. So that's an interesting conversation. I really don't have an answer. You can have something on the low, but if you get caught, you're done. Your job is done. You may face loss. I mean, I don't know. I don't live in a world where I'm going to take stuff and go against company policy, but you may feel like you have to. I had a guy, I was getting to my car, and I had this guy, and the parking lot's a little bit distant, and this guy's just walking in the middle of the parking lot. The area is not that safe. It's sketchy at best. And I was like, "Hi, how are you?" And he got up real close. So in my mind, I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" Okay, I'm gonna hit your knees. I'm gonna hit your throat, and I'm gonna take you to the ground, and I'm gonna bulldog you. And then I'm just gonna mount you. That's the step I always do when I do martial art. When I see people, I target, I see, I assess what their skill level. But my less lethal is not with me. It's in the car. That's a real situation, real fear. you know, a lot of your weapons, either your gun, or your less lethal, it has to be accessible. You know, it's no good if it's not close to you. But a lot of places you can't take it, and if you pull out your less lethal, say, hey, this is a less lethal, they gonna probably tell you to leave too, just because it's something they not familiar and they don't. I'm realizing a lot of people can't tell the difference or understand less lethal and lethal. I literally was talking to a gun owner, and he never heard of less lethal weapons at all. And I'm kind of understanding a lot of gun people are that way, where they kind of like, less lethal burner, you know. I don't know, that's just their arrogance, or it's just their lack of knowledge. Granted, it's a lack of knowledge, but in this age of social media, you know. But you know what? There's a lot of things I don't know until I have to put myself in that situation. A couple years ago, I had no idea what less lethal was outside of pepper ball and a taser. That's all I knew about less lethal anything. You say anything else about less lethal, and I'm like, what? There's something beyond a taser and pepper spray. You know, that was just my ignorance. I saw a billboard as I'm coming from work, and I looked at the left. It says, I saw the orange burner, and it says no permit needed. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because I looked at a gun that I saw the work it takes to get legal. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to wait this and spend class 8 hours here and then go to the sheriff and then wait 10 to 12 weeks, you know. I don't want to do that, because like most people on the weekend, I don't want to work, you know, or do extra. And then more and more I learn about less lethal. I learn about the laws and learn about open carry, stand your ground, Castle Doctrine, and I'm like, oh wow, you know, I can legally, you know, I can have my burner. It's just literally recently I put two together, because a couple years ago, you probably saw a video when I went to the gun place, and the guy was extremely rude. But you know, people in comments like, that's just gun policy. Funny, I'm doing my CCW at the same place. That was kind of rude, only because it's the closest to my house, and you know, I already paid my money. But I was like, okay, you know, whatever. But anyway, it's you know, it's funny how people are when it comes to safety. And you know, everybody want to be safe, you know, but people get weird vibes. And God help you if you look, by chance you look on your phone or you're on your break time, and you know, you look at weapons, and you, like most people, or I do, I glance at people's phones just to kind of be a little nosy, and somebody shoulder surf and see what you're doing, which I have learned when it comes to weapons. I don't even play looking at it on my, you know, my phone. I have to be like on break and away from people, because I don't want to get anybody the wrong ideas. I am all about safety and living to the next day. I am not trying to change company policy. or trying to make people feel uncomfortable. I'm just trying. I'm just passionate about self-defense. But it's just people just got just weird. People are just kind of weird about safety. And then also, if you carry, conceal, even less lethal, even though it's not a firearm, people are gonna classify it the same. But anyway, that's just me talking. I probably was on point, and I probably in midstream forgot what the major point I'm saying. So I'll probably watch this video and remember. So if I did that, forgive me. I do have ADD, so my mind kind of moves accordingly. But yeah, be safe out there. On a side note, I think I am going to try my hands in another firearm. I want something where I'm good, how I feel. I want something for the car, and then something when I'm on duty, when I'm working for my church, because I want be as concealed as possible. And I'm looking for something else, and hell, with the price of how firearms are, I can actually afford it. But at the same time, I'm gonna do my research and see what's under 200. Granted, don't judge me. I'm working my way to bigger budget, but under 200. The place I got my firearms is called buzzshop.com. It's being shipped to a FFL dealer as we speak, but I saw some prices on there. It is too good to be true. Only problem is you really gotta know what you want, because like most guns, you want to put your hands on it and kind of see, if it works for you. So, I'm gonna do that. But I'm looking at this High Point. I think it's called C9, or I'm looking at this Ruger, and I'm looking at something that's, would be in my hands good, but it won't be so tiny when my hands are scrunched up. I really look for something that's kind of a little shorter than Salt Supply, or Salt Supply 2, but the size of a Berta, SD. I think that's about the sweet spot. So if you have any recommendations and it's under the $200 price range, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate. Also, I want to say thank you for those who are less lethal, reaching out to me online and giving me words of encouragement. It really means a lot. For giving me insight, because I don't know, I know, self-defense martial arts world, but the gun world, I have no idea. I'm no expert. I'm just learning parts of a gun as we speak. So, but thank you for your patience and giving me insight. I do read each of the comments, and I try my best to respond. And my good friend out west, thank you. Always see your comments, and it's always appreciated. So have a good one.